What's up, guys? Welcome to today's episode. On today's episode, I will be teaching you how to improve your defending against speedy forward player. This can be tricky sometimes, but don't worry, I got you covered. Number one today is to run towards your goalpost. If by any chance something happens and you end up in a running race, please make sure you don't run to catch the attacker, but run directly to your post. Mostly what people do when they end up in a race with an attacker, especially the ones with speed, they try to catch them. That is where the mistakes happens. You might end up disgracing yourself or end up embarrassing yourself in such a way you wouldn't like. So my advice for you today is to make sure you run towards your goalpost instead. One thing you should understand is that when you run towards your goalpost, sooner or later help must surely come. Your player must surely recover to help you in order to mark him out. Number two today is to show him that you are the boss. If by any chance you end up meeting your attacker or your speedy opponent, don't make things easy for him. Make sure he finds it difficult whenever he's in contact with you. Because if you do this, he will surely try to run away from you by shifting far away from where you are. Like players like Van Dijk, they do this. Whenever Van Dijk notices that you are good or you are very tough to mark, they make things difficult for you. They make things look very, very difficult for you in the sense of that they boss you around by showing you power and strength and telling you that this zone is not for you. And number three is to avoid to get too close with your attacker, like your opposition attacker. Because of whenever you get too close to a speedy player, it becomes a difficult situation. Understand that if you are ever close to him, it finds it more easy to disgrace or to show you what he is made of. But if you try to avoid getting too close, it will help you a lot, especially when you are marking him. Always understand this. In a situation when you are on the penalty area, like on the 18-yard box, where you have no space, what you should understand is you don't have to run away from him now, but what you do is to stay arm's length. Players like Van Dijk, when he was marking Messi at the Barcelona-Liverpool home game when Trans Alexander made history for Liverpool, you will understand that people were like, Van Dijk was running away from Lionel Messi. But this is not true. The truth is that he's trying to take him out by keeping that arm's length from him instead of rushing to go and mark him. Because if you rush to go and mark him, that is where you disgrace yourself, and which you won't like to watch the video clip later. On number four, we have forcing the attacker to the other side. The truth is that as a defender, whenever you have a one-on-one situation with a speedy attacker or a winger stops, he starts waiting for you to decide where he wants to go. If you understand what I'm saying, it will be like he's counting, waiting for you to make that mistake, to place him on the right track. But now, before he starts thinking, make sure you have already started putting him where you want him to be. Make sure you are not taking him at the middle of the field, but instead out of the line by positioning him away from where he can't get in or make dangerous crosses or disgrace you instead because of you trying to misunderstand what he's doing. What you just need is start thinking. Don't let him position you where you won't like to be, but instead try to position him where you want him to be, because that is why you are the boss. Number five, and the last one for today, is playing safe. One thing to understand as a defender is that whenever you receive the ball and you have a speedy attacker, he always loves to put you under pressure. But this is where you have to start thinking when or before receiving the ball. You need to know who you are giving the ball, even when you are not with the ball. If you notice teams like Liverpool and Man City or Barcelona in the 2014, you will notice that mostly their defenders always scan the ball or scan the position of where their opponents are, because of they don't want to make mistakes. Because when you make mistakes or when your speedy attacker pressures you, you see that you will make a huge mistake that costs your team a goal. So try to also scan and also pass the ball to the right player and try to avoid pressure by making the right decision. And that is the final one for today. If you find this video helpful, make sure you subscribe and like.